That pastry never came. I just realized that pastry from yesterday, the croissant, it never came. So disappointing. Let's see if my stuff is functioning. Oh, yes, thank goodness it's functioning. B Neil, what's up? Do. Where do I get the eyes? There we go. LOL. What is... How do I pin that? Pin message. Perfect. There we go. There we go. How is everyone doing? Let's see. Boom. I know working out's all about breath. I don't have a hot tub. Unfortunately, I don't have a hot tub. I only have a pool and a cold plunge and a sauna. It's been a while since I've been in the sauna. Low key, I might commit to the sauna today. Not sure though. When I get my full hour of cardio. I don't even know how long I've been doing Stairmaster for. Like today just started, but like just in general. I should do lives in the hot tub. I'm so down. That's hilarious. I can't last too long in a hot tub though. I can only last about 10 minutes in a hot tub. It's weird. I don't like the cold. But like in a hot tub, I can't be in a hot tub longer than 10 minutes. No. So what saying the word 500 times is? I'm not following. Everybody is not cool. You're just speaking your thoughts into existence. I don't know why it's so hot today. literally, I thought it was gonna be cold. Because it's always cold in the gym. And it's very hot, actually. Repeat the letter. Welcome to the live chat. Oh. Yeah, welcome. I think I should have worn a long sleeve. I mean, it is what it is. I was in Pilates today and I was like, oof, get it, girl. Results are resulting. Do you know what I mean? Wait, so let me put this here so I can see my notes and we can chat. Okay. Hi, bro. Hi, Yugi. Let's talk about how you know whether you're ready for the next step. Alright, so let's talk about what it means to know when you're ready for the next step. Like, how do you know when you're ready for the next level in your life? What are the signs? Because there's signs that are prominent indicators that the life you're currently living and the identity you're currently identifying is no longer beneficial to your being. So let's talk about some signs. These comments are very interesting. So, sign number 1 to know that you're ready for the next level is kind of what happened to me the beginning, middle of last year. So, beginning of last year, 2024, I realized that I wanted to push myself to meet new levels. And at that moment, I was working a 9-to-5 job in California, Northern California. The job was, at that point, I think it was inside sales still. But I essentially woke up every day, got ready at 7, got in my car, and went to work. At that time, I was posting content. It was also when I started a social media kind of camp in January 20. Is that when I started? No, you know what? I think I started in March. That's when I decided to fully commit to a social media journey. And it was really helpful. You know, I think now, at the time, I felt like it wasn't helpful, but social media is definitely like a long game kind of presence. It's like introducing yourself and sharing your journey to the world and creating community. It's kind of like a business in itself. Business have mission statements, so anyways, at that point I wanted something that would excite me. So I started doing that, and I enjoyed it. I mean, part of me, the reason why I participated in Miss California, I guess I thought I needed to rely on a brand outside of myself to get my voice across. And, well, I was further from the truth from that, but we'll get to that point. So, I'm the type of person that I like to invest in everything I do 100%. So I committed. You know, I practiced over 100 days in a row. Pageant blocks. I got a coach. I mean, I would practice in public. When I was traveling, I did it today. And it was actually, it was beautiful to be able to honor that amount of time and dedication to something. And honestly, at this point, I think I would compete again, not even for the crown, but for the ability to go on stage and strut my stuff. And kind of like as a milestone marker, because, so, I practiced for 100 days. I got to the pageant. I listened to so many pageant Q&A interview podcasts, like hundreds. I would eat, breathe, sleep pageants from the 1st of January, since when I found out I was participating, up until, was it June? June was when, I'm just at a normal gym. So it was June of 2024. Pageant weekend arrives, like, I even got sponsors. My dresses were pretty expensive. They were in a couple of thousands. Like, in the thousands mark. It didn't go to 5 figures, but it wasn't on the low end of the thousands, so they were expensive dresses. You know, I wanted to go all out, and thankfully, I got a sponsor for 2 dresses. Anyways, talk about like hardcore manifesting. I was trying to manifest. I was like, alright, if I don't ask him, I mean, at the time I could afford it myself. But like, who just wants to drop that kind of money on dresses like that? I mean, I guess the people who believe in me love that. Like, such a beautiful amount of support. Sometimes I forget those moments, but thankfully the dress that I used. Anyways, let me continue. So Magic Weekend arrives. I'm doing my thing. And, you know, I think the energy goes spectacular because all the judges are saying is like, wow, and like they're smiling, and you know, my mom was seated behind the judges table that weekend, and she was like, they were all cheering me on when I passed, what is it, when you're supposed to qualify, you find out, like that's how they qualify you. And I was startled when I didn't make the top 16, but I mean, in their defense, who knows what they look for. And I was bummed out, you know. It taught me a lot. It taught me that I didn't want to depend on someone else for my sense of worth, because it took a toll. You know, I truly believed in the mission, and at that point there was a lot of drama in the Miss USA organization. Like, the previous Miss USA had just stepped down, and I was like, should I even be participating? Is this sketch? So at that moment I told myself, you know, I said I would never compete again. You know, so I was like, if this isn't for me, it isn't for me. Like, I realized that it takes a lot of effort. It's a lot of dedication, especially if you're not used to it. But I think that once you have a good team and once you're well oriented, it's an expensive sport. And I've been told that people pay for some crowns, so I don't know how legit it is. But like I said, if I were ever to compete again, I'd just do it for the shit. I do it for fun. Because it's just, I just love the elegance during the stage scenes and just the whole thought of an empowered woman, you know? It's a woman supposed to be represented as one that represents the world or the universe and moves with her voice. Or so I thought, but I realized you don't need a platform to do that. So I'm like, I'm just gonna own and embody that energy and do it on my own. And that's what I did, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm like, why do I need to wait for someone to believe in me if I can believe in myself? So each day I'm believing more and more in myself and the message I have to offer and the love I have to share. I think we all go through phases where we realize, like, who are we to be this person, right? Kind of what is it called? An identity crisis. And that's just your old identity telling you that they're afraid to go. But if you truly want to claim that new version of yourself, you have to own it. You have to claim that new version of you with confidence. Like, how do I become someone who speaks in a crowd of 100 people, or 1,000 people, or 10,000 people? I have to take action, right? There's gonna come a day where I'm gonna step out on stage, and maybe I'll start small. Maybe I'll start big. Honestly, I wouldn't even mind starting big. Just like blow that cherry in the beginning. Stage presence would never really scared me away. I don't know if it's because I'm a Leo. I know people say that the whole horoscope thing is BS and whatnot, but it'd be sick to and just get a good lesson going, good lesson plans. I'm really good at creating PowerPoints, stories, structure. And that's what it is. It's all about communicating a message to the world. Sometimes just reminding others just of their own power. That's more so where I decided to direct my energy, to remind people of their power, to reinforce them not to be afraid, to set boundaries, to speak up for themselves. Loving yourself isn't just about giving yourself hugs, it's about standing up for yourself, and sometimes having to have the most uncomfortable conversations with the very people you love the most. And sometimes that leads to separation. Hi, Gregory. That's the name of the high school I went to. Boom. Okay, so at that point, I think I stopped posting for about 2 months. I was actually doing really well on social media at that point. I had built an account, and I was finally growing over like, I think 5,000 views per video. And that was consistent on Instagram. So I had been curating that for about, it wasn't even that long, probably like 6 months, right? Or 3 months. No, 3 months. It was 3 months of discipline because that was part of a challenge. And I let it go. And it's true, if you don't show up every day, the algorithm just washes you out. Which I get it. Who's more reliable makes the business more money. So, but at that point, I became restless, and then I directed all my focus into work. So I moved into a sales position. I had never done outside sales. I would just be driving around all of California, going to showrooms, introducing myself, my product. And sometimes I just hated it, you know? I told myself, am I going to be doing this every day of my life? And I didn't hate it because I hated it. It's like, I was scared of doing that for the rest of my life. Because I'm like, what would my life be? Someone who just drives around? It was just so tolling, you know? Driving and doing that business. So I did that for close to a year. Then I moved into remote sales. I started getting working on getting volume deals, as well as growing our product onto other e-commerce retailers. And I was like, this is it. Like, it was a personal type business. I was like, I'm gonna do it all. Like, I'm gonna make this company grow. Like, I wanted to make it $100 million for the company. That's what I told the owner. I was like, I want to make your company $100 million in revenue. That was my plan, and I was like ready. I was like ready to touch bases with all the developers. You know, network as much as possible. I was like, this is it. I'm like, if I get a good core of that commission, dude, I was like gonna make me good at something. It didn't work out right. You know, kind of want to let this story go. I think it's like beating a dead horse on why it didn't work out. So I had a few deals on the table before I left, and they were like a few $1 million deals. And I was like, what do I do now? Like, do I go do sales in a different industry? But part of me didn't want to get stuck into routine and whatnot. So I just started going alive during these moments. And well, here I am. About to release my first book. And now, instead of making somebody else $100 million, I'm gonna make myself $100 million. That's what my mom told me. She's like, why are you telling people you're gonna go make them $100 million? And why don't you make them yourself? And that's when it like clicked for me. Does that mean I believe more in someone else than myself? It was like a reality check. The fact that I was like, so I believe I can make somebody else all this money. And what does that leave me? Like, why can't I make myself $100 million and not me? And why not now? I mean, I used to be the kind of kid that is so obsessed with the law of attraction. That's why I know so much about personal development, because since I was 12, instead of like wasting my time, I spent it reading, listening to motivational videos. And you know, when you first get into that world of the metaphysical, at that point it's called New Age. I remember I'd walk into Barnes & Noble and I'd be like, can you please show me to your New Age section? And at one point I knew I was like asking for metaphysical books. And I was reading it all, you know. I think the book that really kind of added a big to me, there was a few thought leaders that really changed my life. I would say it's Joseph Murphy. I mean, it's just crazy because they all shape me in different ways. So Louise Hayes was like the one that opened me up. She was like the portal, the doorway. She was the first person I heard talk about how there's power in speaking positively, and how the words you speak towards others are actually reflected onto yourself, and how diseases literally means your body is at dis-ease because of the thought and emotion connections that are harboring blockages, energy blockages that just put your body at dis-ease. So, really recommend her. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. I feel like that's a book everyone should read. Also, if you guys are thinking about books, you can you can sign up to be the first to see the cover of my book, like a week or two before everyone else. The picture's really nice. Click the link below, and then it's just putting in your email. Honestly, I won't really be sending out any emails for the people that registered for this email list, just for the book reveal and for the pre-order. So make sure to tap the link, enter your email, so you can be the first to see the book cover. There's two pictures. There's the book cover, And then there's some that I will be utilizing for some long form content. So we're not going to be just sticking to shorts and lives. I want to start introducing long form content, and I have some really exciting stuff planned. I've just been getting set up. I got a lot of lighting and like setups just so everything looks better. And I mean, as we continue to grow, I'm just gonna continue to invest in elevating the quality of all the videos and truly making each message more visually, auditorially enticing. Right. So, yeah. When I realized I believed more in someone else than myself, I was like, I gotta do some deep digging here. Some deep digging. And I've always been the kind of person where strangers come up to me, tell me their life, ask for my opinion, and then eventually they'd end up telling me, thank you so much, like, you don't even know how much your words helped me. And that's when I realized that that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to lift others, to see the world soar, to hold the touchpad, the launch pad, to see everyone soar. Even if you just join me for 2 months, a week, 3 days, if I was able to touch your heart in any way, so you too can start believing in yourself and making life happen for you, then that was just worth it for me. That's the only thing that matters at this point to me. I had also a falling out. I think it was the last person I had a falling out with. It's like this person was the only person that I felt. Oh, thanks, Brian. It was the only person that I ever felt that still held some emotional string to me. And then it got to the point where I noticed that that person was putting themselves before. They wanted me to put them before me. But they didn't care whether I was disbalanced because they needed that support, regardless of how it kept me away from my dreams. And eventually, like, things worked out, and this person was not doing it with any ill intention. But then it's like, at that moment, I felt so alone, you know? You realize that when you truly go after your dreams, it triggers a lot of people. They're like, why do you believe in yourself? And why do you get to believe in yourself? And why did things get to happen for you? No. And it's all subconscious. Can I give you the chance? Make it last forever. Okay. So you know you're ready for the next level when you've done the inner work. When you feel like, when you feel like you're responsible for your life. When you realize that you're the one that's shaking it. Like, own your celebrations. If something goes right in your life, Claim that you were the one that made it happen. And when things don't go right, claim that too. Don't be afraid to fall and get back up. You know? And don't be afraid to change your perspective and allow to accept that your perspective has been shifted. Your desire to always be right gets in the way of flowing with life. Don't let your desire to always be right get in the way of being able to create meaningful change in your life. Take responsibility for where you've done wrong and own it, just as you own and celebrate your wins. It doesn't matter if someone thinks it's big or only you think it's big, but that's what keeps you going. Because at the end of the day, it is the small moments that matter the most. Because the small moments are the stack that leads to the exponential growth. Anything you do every single day eventually grows exponentially. If you're flowing with the rhythm, if you've released all the limitations, if you're truly trusting in divine timing, you know you're not aligned when you're asking when something's going to happen or how it's going to happen. Because those are clear signs that you don't even believe it's going to happen. Because when you're certain and you're living from the end moment, you're already living from that moment. Do I collab? What does that mean? What kind of collab? Guys, make sure to hit the link below to see the sexiest book cover you've ever seen in your life before anyone else. Tap the link and make sure to register your email. You know, the email list is growing at a lot faster capacity than I thought. I've been delightfully surprised on how many of you have registered to be updated for the release. And that makes me so excited to see you all so excited. Even if it means just seeing the book cover, which it is literally, like, if awards could be given for a book cover, I feel like this book cover would take the cake. Like, just being able to see these books being popped on some shelves is gonna be so exquisite. Think Greek goddess kind of vibe. The whole theme is golden age. So the book's like a portal towards the golden era, where people don't work to survive. They serve the world and thrive. Damn, sounds good. Yeah, so make sure to click the link and just enter your email, and I'll be sending you guys out the first email on August 26th. I'll be sending it out. Oh yeah, make sure to smash the like. So, you know you've done the inner work when you've healed old wounds and released limiting beliefs that hold you back. So if you're trying to go to the next level in your life, this book is perfect for that, because the first chapter covers self-sabotaging. The second chapter covers healing. Third one covers self-worth. Fourth prepares you for making yourself ready for opportunities, because the opportunities are abundant. There's so much opportunity for you in this world to live abundantly, but it's only when you remove the layers of limitation through the perspective that you have skewed from self-sabotage, you haven't healed your childhood wounds, traumas, and self-worth. And there's a lot that goes into that. And it's like a complete guide. I have so much practical techniques as well as journaling prompts. You're gonna want to buy yourself a journal. I didn't want to come up with a journal because I'm like, you just buy a journal. That's it. If you guys really want me to create a journal, I can create a journal, but you know, I have so much going on. I'm just trying to do what I can to get this book out as soon as possible. Get you guys ready for 2026. Okay. Now, you know when you're going to the next level, when you start noticing opportunities that weren't there before. So you start hearing people talk about things you've always wanted to do, dreams you've always thought of pursuing. That isn't just the world teasing you, the universe teasing you. It's a sign. So really tune in. Tune into the conversations happening in the background. I always listen to songs. I always see billboards. Sometimes you can't get a message out of everything. But if you feel like all of a sudden something that's always called you is showing in opportunities through people, places, or things, that's a sign you're ready for the next level. Now, sign number 4. You're ready for the next level. You're willing to take bigger risks. So usually when you're ready for the next level, you've been taking baby steps. You know, first you get curious. First you start teasing yourself with the ability to break your current feedback loop. Because I know I'm a transformation queen. Like I told you, I'm always changing. I'm always doing identity work. So I'm always changing and up-leveling my life. At the first moment, I have the knowledge to improve my life. But there's a lot of people who, you know, maybe you haven't done the inner work, but you've seen some of the other signs. Doing the inner work is your alignment towards that path. So that's why I feel like this book is a great manual to constantly stay aligned and to make sure that you're truly always on the path towards your desired reality. And like I said, there's so many techniques. Each chapter has a reflection and integration portion at the end. So for the most part, the beginning of each chapter is very knowledge-based, information-based. It includes some practical guidance, but reflection and integration really focuses on the takeaways, and it reminds you to truly see where you need to work more on yourself to get to that next level. But you know you're ready for the next level when you're willing to take bigger risks. When, for example, let's say you're shy and you want to start a personal brand or start your own business. Creation is the easiest way to start liberating yourself from trading your time over money. So this is why everyone should and needs to get good at sales. And I think The biggest trick to sales is to get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's like rule number one. Everyone at some point is uncomfortable when they're selling. There is so many awkward moments. So many awkward moments. But you just gotta roll with the punches. You know, it's just like when someone's in a lane. Like, you gotta roll out the punches. You can't just be like, oh, you know what? Seems like this is gonna get a bit heated. Let me just step out here. But like, enjoy yourself. No, you gotta roll with the punches. You gotta stick it through. But then after, you feel invigorated. You're like, shit. Regardless of how shit turns out, you feel invigorated. Because you know that taking action isn't really bad at all. And it actually creates growth. A lot of people are so afraid to take action. And you just gotta jump. You gotta just dip your head in that cold water. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why a bunch of rich people go in cold water. I'm listening to Childish Gambino. Okay. Sign number 5. You attract higher level people and situations. So, how do I write this to you? This one kind of hurts. But if I got through it, you can get through it too. And I already created I like to create reels and shorts just on those moments of mindset shifts to mock it and to realize that it happens to much more of us than we would think. Like the fear of like going up to someone. Everybody has that fear at some point in their life. Everyone's scared of the first crush. But life gets exciting when you take the risk. Sometimes even getting rejected feels better. Because then it's like when it does work out for you, you're like, I worked for that. That's all me. That's all me. Because it doesn't matter how many times you fall. It matters how many times, despite falling, you continue to get back up. Mental resilience is attributed and a characteristic of all abundant individuals. You have to be mentally resilient. You have to be able to control your emotions as well. You know, part of mental resilience is being able to be level-headed. I'm not saying don't feel what you gotta feel. I'm just saying that you don't have to be hot-headed. You don't have to outburst. If there's nothing good for you to say, keep it in. Trust me. Trust me. You don't know how many times within the past 6 months people have tried to trigger me, and the best thing is just to stay quiet, because there's no point. There's no point. Like, you're hot-headed. Obviously, if you're in a heated argument, the person's not going to be like, oh, you know what, you're right, you're so right. It's just going to be draining and you're not going to get anywhere, so might as well just let it go. And ego doesn't take you anywhere. Ego is not your amigo. Let's say it together. Ego is not your amigo. I'm about to go get some guacamole. I'm gonna order guacamole and chips. That's what I wanted to do. I ordered my favorite snack in the world, and it's supposed to arrive tomorrow. But let's see if it arrives tomorrow. I don't know. Ego is not your amigo. Yeah, we only have one more to cover. I really like this. Yeah, so this is kind of the direction I want to take the content. We actually got to focus and start improving myself. And, you know, this also really helps me because it reinforces all these lessons and it brings them back from the back of my head to the forefront of my mind and allows me to become better as you become better. This is why I'm so addicted to this. Like, it's so fun. I love talking about being better and other people getting better in the process and being able to say that's your job. Like, your job is to hype people up and to believe in themselves. Like, that's my dream job, yo. Living it up. Literally, that's why I'm so grateful right now. I could not ask for anything better. And it's all because I started betting on myself. Like, I just started taking action. Even when I felt weird. Even if I'm like, well, who do I think I am? And I'm like, I'm Reina Estephania. Own that shit. Own who you are. Love yourself. You're amazing. You need to know that. Who cares what the haters think? The haters don't know what... The haters don't even know themselves. How are they gonna know you? The haters don't even know themselves. How are they gonna know you? And if you don't even like your hater, why do you care what they think? It's like, let's say some guy I'm totally not into is like out there just being like, oh, I'm not into her, blah blah blah. Like, why do I care if I don't care about that person? Like, if I'm not into you, what does it matter? And if someone that you care about is just spitting some hate, then you should really recalibrate that relationship. And I always want to go back to the thought process of, you know, sometimes these are people you love dearly that are full of their negativity, and we don't want to judge them. You don't want to fight fire with fire. You just gotta hold space. You gotta tell them, you know what, like, I gotta go if the conversation's not positive. And if they don't get the hint, they don't get the hint. But if they get the hint, then maybe you rub off on them too. Okay. So, sign number 5. I can manipulate you just the way you want. Oh, really? How do you think I want to be manipulated? What an interesting statement. Sounds like a narcissistic. Right. I don't understand what makes you think that I would fall for that thunderclaps. But good for you for having the confidence to think that you can. So, sign number 5. You know you're ready for the next level. Is you're attracting a new tribe. And more than likely, if you found us, this chat, this live, me, this book, in the link below, to make sure that you sign up to be the first to see the sexiest book cover to ever exist on August On August 26th, that reminds me, for the longest time, I wanted to name my son August. I don't know if I would still name him August, but I once saw a cute little Asian boy in the park, and they called him August, and I was like, oh my gosh, so cute. Tim, you gotta wake up. You gotta figure out what lights you up. What puts a smile on your face, Tim? Ask yourself that. That's the only question, that's the only job I'm gonna give you for tomorrow, Tim. What lights a smile on your face? What makes you chuckle? And you just gotta focus on that. You can find some Virgos in August. Like my ex-boyfriend's August Virgo. Oh wait, his birthday's coming up. What day is it? It says happy birthday. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna say happy birthday. He told me that he didn't want to chat ever again, so sign 5. New peeps. You haven't smiled in 2 to 3 weeks, Tim, you gotta go hang out with some animals. You gotta get loved up by some animals. I recommend you to spend more time in nature and spend some time with some animals. You saw him smile. Get out into nature. Yes, the ocean is amazing. Make sure to get sun every day. Make sure to take vitamin D. There's also a supplement called St. John Wort's that really helps with mood boosting, as well as saffron. And I recommend these supplements because I went through a period in my life where I had a vision of a timeline where my life would be changing. But it was months in advance. And those months felt like eternity. So I started taking the supplements and I started just focusing on my body. Focusing on your movements also really good. Dancing, turn up the music, and jiggle the booty. That helps you release a lot of energy blockages that are in your root. So, possibly check out your local supplement store. Look for saffron, St. John Wort's, vitamin D. Get in the sun. Go touch some grass. Go on your favorite place in nature. And tell yourself you love yourself. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror and keep telling yourself, I love you, until you feel better. Maybe you might not feel good at the beginning. And maybe it might not feel good the first time. But keep going at it, morning and night. Your soul is calling for you to do inner work. I think that's why you were brought to this life. But yeah, try that out first. And let me know if it works out for you. am done with this machine. Make white babies. What if I make brown babies? What if I make Asian babies? What if I make Mexican babies? Tim, you got this. Come on, can the chat send Tim some support? Can we send Tim some words of affirmations? If there's anything I could ask you for this live, can we please send some love to Tim? Come on now. With Timothy. Tim, get with nature. Tim, you got this. You got this. The tough moments don't last forever. Life is like a wave. There's ebbs and flows, and you just gotta learn how to ride the wave. But start going inward. Start dating yourself. Get to know who Tim is. What is Tim like? Yes, ride the wave, rock the boat. Exactly. The sunshine always comes after the rain. Alright guys, I'm gonna head out. I love you all. Have a great night. Hola, buenas noches. ¿Cómo estás? Qué gusto saludarte y verte en vivo. Hola, Onok Vasquez. Muchas gracias por tus buenas noches. También un placer saludarte aquí en este vivo. Saludos para todos mis amores que hablan español. Todos los amo con mucho amor. Mi raza latina. Los amo, los adoro. No les digan. Es broma, es broma. Los amo todo igual. Ah, bueno, algunos un poquito más que los otros. No, broma. Bueno, ya me voy. Good night. Desde Argentina. See ya tonight. Alright, I'm gonna head out. I love you guys. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Or maybe let them bite if you like them. Oh yeah, and before you go, since I'm heading out, make sure to leave your email down here below, because August 26th is the day. 10 days from now, you guys are going to be seeing the sexiest book cover alive. I'm claiming it. So, check it out. David, if you think I'm sexy, make sure to leave your email on the website and be the first to see sexiest book cover on August 26th. Love you guys. Los amo. Cuídense. It's so sweet. Everywhere I go now, everyone's so sweet to me, and I think it's because I'm just such a sweetheart. Like, I know I've always been a sweetheart, but I've done a lot of self-concept work lately, and I've been a lot kinder with myself, and I don't judge people anymore. And it's really changed my communication with others and how other people treat me. And everyone's like, be safe, love, take care, love. Like everyone's so loving. I'm just like in a big bubble of love, and this is part of it. This is our extension of bubble of love. Is your personal trainer a woman? Low-key, I've thought about getting my Pilates certification and becoming a Pilates instructor, but only reformer. That hot Pilates stuff didn't work out for me. My dance, guys, I love you so much. I'm gonna head out. I know I keep saying I'm gonna go and then I don't go, but yeah, anyways, tap the link below and let's send him a lot of love. Take care. See you guys soon.